In this brand new Moscow, Idaho investigation video, I'm going to share with you a letter that I've written to Briankohberger and some miscellaneous other topics. Now, without further ado, let's see what I have to say for myself this time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CrimeCircus. My name's Drip Drop, and I'll be your host as always. Well, I guess you know by now. In this video, it's a letter that I've written to Briankohberger, and I'm going to share it with all of you. Let's get into it. Dear Briankohberger, I know that you've probably seen some of my investigation videos that I've done on the Idaho 4. What? Inmates get a tablet? Some of them have internet access. Anyways, we know that there's been hundreds of documented instances of innocent people pleading guilty for one reason or another. But don't just take my word for it. You can Google it or ask AI, etc. Maybe even thousands of people. But there's at least hundreds and hundreds that have been documented. Some people false confess, and some people false plead. There is a difference. We know you've never confessed. We know you pled. And nobody asked you to confess. That's a red flag. A really, really, really big red flag, Brian. You hear me? There's a lot of people out here in the world that care about you. We know you're pen pals with Annie Peterson. She cares very much about you. Yeah. A lot of people care about you, and a lot of people have been investigating this case for years. Years and years. Here at CrimeCircus, we've been investigating since November 13th, 2022. Rest in peace to your alleged victims. You alleged perpetrator. If you did this, you're sick. You really are. And some people even say you did this. Those people are known as guilters. Some of them are deranged, some have a low IQ, and some are deranged and have a low IQ. They can't prove that you did this crime, and apparently you can't even prove you did it. If you want to take responsibility and give these families closure, show us. Show us where the kill kit is. Show us where the K-bar knife is. Show us your Google search history. We know we're not going to get to see the actual discovery in this case. And for anyone out there wondering, I'm recording this just prior to sentencing. Sentencing is coming up very soon. And I just figured I'd write this little letter to Bryan. In the meantime, Bryan, are you familiar with Richard Allen's case from Delphi, Indiana? They fried his mind in the penitentiary before his trial. They had him giving all kinds of false confessions to his family members. And supposedly other people too, but they couldn't really prove that much. They said there were 63 confessions, but we only heard 3 or 4.
I did it. No, you didn't. Yes, I did.
These two cases, Idaho 4 and Delphi, are the two biggest cases in the last 50 years.
Oh my God.
And we have one man that falsely confessed, and another man, you, that we don't know what's going on with you. We heard you say guilty.
Guilty.
But we haven't seen the proof. And if the proof is really in the pudding, then where is the pudding? We need to know. We really do. Because we actually care about justice. There's guilters all over the world still celebrating. They thought when you pled guilty, it would be the downfall of CrimeCircus. And some other really great people too. But it just can't be. Why would anybody celebrate before a man has even had trial? They scream and they shout.
I knew he did it. I knew from the first day he was guilty.
I knew as soon as I saw his face on the TV screen he was guilty.
As soon as I saw Dateline, I knew he was guilty.
That's how deranged a lot of folks are. It's sad, really. You shouldn't know anybody's guilty of any crime until they've had their fair day in court. Due process? I mean, what is the point of court? If you know somebody's guilty before trial, why waste everybody's time with trial? just drag them on downtown to the town square and hang them or get your fire on. Old school style, just like they did to the Salem witches. There's no need to celebrate. This whole case is a tragedy, and a lot of people have been really disrespectful regarding the victims. Anyways, Bryan, did you do this to these victims? We need to know. I really hope this letter gets to you, and I hope you don't get offended when you read it. In my last episode, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I discussed your tan. The tan's looking really nice, and a lot of my observant commenters also noticed it looked like you've been working out, you got a nice haircut, so on and so forth, etc. So, have you been suntanning at the jail? Do you have suntan lotion and a beach towel?
What?
How about sunglasses? Because we know about your visual snow. We know your eyes are very sensitive to sunshine. So do you have sunglasses while you're suntanning or not? They don't allow sunglasses in the county jail, do they?
No.
No, they don't. Boom! So much for suntanning at jail. Maybe in prison, but not in county jail. Anyways, back to innocent people. How about Lane Myers from Tucson, Arizona? He recently pled guilty to felony stalking and felony harassment. And he was innocent of both charges. But they partially broke his mind in county jail. They threatened him with life in prison. Yeah. So he pled guilty. He made a really, really bad plea deal because he was terrified of the other consequences that were to come. Brendan Dassey, false confession. You know what? And if you do some research at the public library, maybe on Google, maybe on an AI search engine, you will see with your own two eyes many men and women have pled guilty to crimes they did not commit. Everyone has their own reason. Some people are afraid of the potential consequence of things to come. Some people have their minds fried, and they even start to believe they did it. Or they're empathic, and they actually just want to take responsibility for a horrible crime that they had nothing to do with. Bryan, we know you just wanted to be a PhD. We know a lot of people have come out for their 15 minutes of fame and tried to say bad things about you, but they can't back it up with proof. Nobody can. What matters here at Crime Circus is actual, factual proof. If you want to say something mean about somebody and you want people to believe you, back it up with evidence. It's your turn to prove it. Yeah! Is that so much to ask for in the true crime world? Proof? Evidence? Facts? Or do we just know someone's guilty the second they're arrested? Cancel court and just get the firing squad. Bryan, a lot of people on this world are suffering. They feel a lot of pain and misery inside, so they want to inflict it upon others. Is this what you've done? If so, prove it. You can't, can you? Some people have said you're proud of what you've done, allegedly. And I want to remind everybody that's listening right now, this is a non-factual show. This is somebody else's opinion, and this is someone else's fantasy. Nothing in this episode is to be taken seriously or as fact. All places, names, individuals are purely coincidental to anybody actually on this planet. Thank you very much. Now, let's proceed with this letter. Bryan, one thing I've really been wondering myself is, why did the police tell us to give them tips and video and pictures of stuff from the 3 a.m. hour? And why did one of the victims' parents say the 2 a.m. hour was a very dark hour? Leading up until your arrest, we kept being told about 3 a.m. 3 a.m. 3 a.m. If you've got any photos, videos, if you know anything, if you saw anything suspicious at 3 a.m., well, we know that the Banfield boys were being harassed at about 3 a.m. We know that 2 of the victims stopped making phone calls just prior to 3 a.m. And as we all recently found out, from day 1, the police knew that this allegedly happened around 4 a.m. That's what one of the alleged surviving roommates told 911. She had something to tell them about 4 a.m. So why did they keep wasting our time with the 3 a.m. hour? Did you have a really good alibi at 3 a.m., Bryan? Were you over in the Washington State Park? Is that why they couldn't pin this crime on you? I'm just saying, it's sus to us and the math ain't mathin'. The math ain't never mathin' in this case. And you know that's true. Bryan, we don't know whose DNA was found underneath one of the victim's fingernails. I think they said it was 3 different males.
What?
That's alarming. How can one woman get 3 different male DNAs underneath her fingernails, but not the alleged perpetrator? How come none of the victim's DNA is found inside of your car, on your clothes, in your apartment, in your office, or your parents' house, but only an alleged smidget of your touch DNA is allegedly on a sheet? Make it make sense. There's tens of thousands of people out in the world that are really worried sick about you. Stressed out. Wondering, are you just another scapegoat? A lot of people have scapegoats in their lives. Some of you watching this video right now might even be a scapegoat to somebody else. You ever been constantly blamed for something that you didn't do? And sometimes you even take the blame for it just 'cause? Yeah, I know what that's like. I've been a big scapegoat in the true crime world, but I love my viewers, my members, my subscribers, my Patreons. I really do. And that's why I'm here right now. On the top of the world. Almost 500,000 subscribers. Yeah. So, anyways, Bryan, I do run a pretty big YouTube channel. A lot of people have told me it's the best channel in the world. A lot of people have told me I'm the best investigator in the world. I do try my best. I don't lie to my audience. This is a guessing show, and we do take guesses because that's what you have to do when you're investigating. Guesses can't always be right, because when you go down rabbit holes, you have to explore all possibilities. You have to think outside the box. You have to be a free thinker. Remember the trash cans outside of the King Road residence? Those were never collected. Those were never processed. We can see the Domino's pizza boxes on top of the trash can, and allegedly 2 of the victims ate pizza that night.
Oh my god.
We've got a lot of unanswered questions. It just seems like trial would have exposed a lot of these things. It certainly would have exposed a lot of corruption. We couldn't have that, could we?
No.
So, BK, if you did this, why did you do this? They told us that there was no sex motive, but some of the guilters still say there was. So, I'm not sure what's going on in their little minds, but even the prosecution told us there was no sex motive. Regardless of how bad they want there to be one, we know you weren't going to do anything to that blonde girl upstairs. The prosecution even admits that.
Seriously?
We know you were actually a ladies' man. We've heard rumors of you going to pool parties and hitting on women. We've seen previous graduation footage of you next to women. Are you familiar with the Mackenzie Shirilla case, Bryan? I know you studied criminology. How do you feel about that one? You know she's innocent. We've debunked every single lie told about her right here. A lot of people are sick in the head, and some people are just damaged individuals on this planet. And they want her to be so guilty so bad. Too bad, so sad. She's innocent, and she will be released. She's not going to serve the rest of her life in a cage. If you think so, you're crazy. So, Bryan, tell us, how do you feel about Mackenzie Shirilla? She's no killer. Anyways, what's been up, man? Me? I'm doing pretty good. The channel's successful. The numbers keep going up. I don't know how many more of these Innocent Lives Matter investigations I can commit myself to. It's super stressful. It takes its toll on me. Sometimes I think this is the final time. This is the last one I'm gonna do. That's what I tell myself. But then my supporters come through strong. My supporters blow me kisses. They tell me they want to give me hugs. They throw money at me, and it makes me feel really special and appreciated. And I feel obligated because I know there's no one else like me. Nobody as empathic as me. Nobody that's been hurt as me. Nobody that's as committed as me with a big heart as me that cares as much as me. And we've made a lot of videos about your innocence, Bryan, because everybody's presumed innocent until proven guilty. That's what it's supposed to be like. You shocked us all when you sat in that courtroom and you pled guilty to this crime.
Guilty.
It really makes some of us wonder what's going on. Is somebody playing 4D chess with us? Is there a secret deal going on the back end? Is there a beachfront property on a secluded island waiting for you somewhere? We don't know. But we need to know. Are you really gonna spend the rest of your life in a cage? We know you fear death. Nobody wants to have bullets put in them. I know I wouldn't. Because life's worth living, even when you're down and out and hurt. And sometimes it feels like today's the worst day of your life. Life's always worth living. And we know they had a really weak case against you, Bryan. Anyways, how's jail been? Have they been feeding you a vegan diet? Fresh fruits and veggies? Hopefully you've been avoiding the mystery meat. But you kind of look jacked at the last hearing, like you've been working out, preparing yourself for prison or something else, I don't know. It doesn't seem like you'd ever have to take a woman because, quite frankly, it seems like a lot of women would want to take you. Yeah, it's true. Anyways, I know this letter's getting really long. Hopefully you're still reading it, or if you're on your tablet, you're watching it. I know they've been restrictive with your mail, allegedly. Did you see the animation I did on the King Road house? They said your cell phone pinged in the area 23 times in 5 months. That's about once per week, as we discussed in my previous episode. That's not exactly a whole lot. That's not enough to stalk somebody. And if you had been driving by that house once a week for 5 months, you would know that the Range Rover did not fit in there, nor did the red Jeep. The Range Rover and the red Jeep would have been red flags, along with the alleged DoorDash driver all out front at the same time. That would have made any alleged perpetrator raise some bushy eyebrows and get out of there. Were you really so out of your mind that you still went into that home with unrecognizable vehicles parked out front? You didn't know if a whole bunch of psychotic frat boys were inside ready to hurt you, if you did this, or whoever did this. We know there's been a plea deal. They're telling us you did this. And you kind of even said you did this.
Guilty. Guilty.
But we don't believe you. We just don't. We like to consider ourselves high IQ, free thinkers. We've studied this case inside and out. We've seen a lot of sus things. We know it's not all kosher in Pullman, Washington, and Moscow, Idaho. We know there's a lot of money on the line, a lot of jobs on the line, a lot of pressure to sweep this thing under the rug. And they didn't think that we'd investigate this case for years. They thought we'd just get sick and tired of it and move on. A lot of mud's been thrown, a lot of shade's been thrown, but we're still here. Send us a smoke signal, Bryan. Send us something at sentencing. Wink at the camera, wave, give us a thumbs up, do something. Because we need to know, do you need our help or not? Because we know Richard Allen needs our help. He was convicted of passing away 2 little girls, and nobody likes a man that passes away 2 little girls. They deserve the worst of the worst of the worst. So think about how hard it is to be a supporter of somebody accused of that. But we are, because we know he's innocent. And that's not even allegedly, that's factual. Have you heard of the Odin report? FBI investigators basically proved the cult of Odin was responsible for Abby and Libby, and that's why anonymous people deleted 70 days worth of interviews from the initial investigation in Delphi. Richard Allen will be released. Sadly, it's going to take way too long, but we're in this for the long haul. So, you're going to have to let us know, do you want our help? Do you need our help? Do you even know what's going on in your own case? We know Anne had to file dozens of discovery requests because they've been hiding stuff in this case since day one. And we don't like when they hide things. No, we don't. Secrets are sus to us. Anyways, back to this animation that I created for this case. This is a near exact replica. As far as I know, it's an actual better thing than they were going to show at trial, what they were referring to as the dollhouse. This is a very accurate rendering. There's been a lot of mystery surrounding this house, especially since they demolished it. And when they destroyed the house, a lot of evidence was lost forever. Now you'll never know if a tunnel went to the house. Now you'll never know if somebody climbed up the tree or a pole, etc. A lot of crazy theories, right? Well, maybe we should just assume everyone's guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Let's just all tune out of true crime forever because it's sick and everyone's guilty. And let's implement the firing squad within 24 hours, even though hundreds and even thousands of people have been exonerated. Yeah, the list is growing every single day. How about this guy right here, Jeffrey? I did multiple videos on him. The Hammer, Killer, allegedly. I knew this man was innocent very quickly upon reviewing the evidence because it was obvious. Link down below for that if you're interested. He was recently exonerated. He was freed from prison after 23 years. His daughter was 13 years old when he was arrested, and now she's 37. He was literally just released a couple months ago. And all his appeals had expired, and it looked like he was a goner. He had no chance, legally speaking, but they still let him out anyways, because there still are some people that decide to do the right thing in this world. Not everybody, but there are some. Few and far in between. Me? I'm the last of a dying breed. I really am. I wish there were more like me. But it takes a lot of honor, integrity, compassion. And it's not easy, but you have to be an empath. Well, not necessarily, but it helps. Not everyone can be blessed and cursed like that at the exact same time. Anyways, let's close this up. I know this letter's way too long. I don't even know if you read it all or watched it all, but write me back or send us a signal at the sentencing. We know it's going to be explosive and scary for what you're about to have to go through. And maybe you deserve it, but maybe you don't. We don't know. We're keeping an open mind. We're not really sure. We just want to see evidence. If we see evidence that says you did this, we're not going to be happy with you, but we want to know. We need to know, did Anne double-cross you or not? She was very smiley at the plea deal hearing. How will you all be at sentencing? We're going to be watching. I might even live stream it on my channel for those of you interested, so keep an eye out for that. And until next time, remember to stay safe out there because you know it's a dangerous world.